Hello, Soul Family. Welcome, new viewers. Happy full moon. So it is the beginning of the week, the beginning of a new cycle. We are just now in full moon in Pisces. So today we're going to start with our water signs and work our way through. I haven't planned out who's next, but we're going to start with Pisces because it's Pisces season. So I've already got Pisces cards drawn, and before I give this reading, I want to welcome Ange from Tiny Trinkets and Tarot. Thank you for joining us this evening. If anybody else is on at the moment, I know it's super late, just say hi. Let us know you're here watching. All right. Pisces. One of my favorite water signs. So as I was going through here, drawing your tarot cards, so tonight I'm using the Dark Mansion Tarot and the Nightmare Before Christmas again. So we're sticking with the Halloween theme for as long as we can. Okay? So Dark Mansion is for my Pisces tonight. So your first card is Temperance. Temperance is about giving, and, there's a lot of give and take in this particular card. You see her giving of the water, but then she's also using the water to cleanse herself. You notice her foot is down in there, so it's mutual, right? And then we've got card 14 here, right? Then we have a Four of Pentacles. Somebody looks like they're kind of hoarding a little bit, maybe material items that it's time to get rid of. And we have a Four of Wands. So there's also some passion going on. This is what it looks like to me, guys, okay? So it looks like there's some give and take that needs to happen. All right? We are giving to others, but not the right things, okay? So you're hanging on to something that you think makes you happy, but it really, in the long run, in the great scheme of things, it doesn't make a difference. This could be, possessions, it could be funds, it could be experience, it could be all kinds of different things, right? And if we process this out and we let it go because it's no longer serving us, we're just hoarding it at this point, that's when the passion is going to happen. That's when, maybe a new love interest comes up. That's when our relationships blossom, is because letting go of the things that are no longer serving us can actually help us as people grow. And that's where you're at this very moment, Pisces. So your shadow card, stand by for the shadow card. So I pulled up the angel numbers for this particular set because you have a 14, a 4, and a 4. So 444, I'm going to read it right here for you. You are surrounded by 100,000 angels. Miracles are happening before your eyes. But let's turn to 1444 and see what it has to say there too. Just because those numbers really stuck out at me this time, so I feel like there's a message there. It doesn't go that far. It only goes to 999. So miracles are happening for you. So if you're looking for a sign, Pisces, that was it. That was the angels saying, we're here to help you. All right, so I also pulled out tonight my Threads of Fate Shadow Edition. So we're gonna pull out some shadows, okay? And Pisces, you got the shadow card. I mean, seriously, shadow. Your card says this. This card indicates that diving deeper into your shadow at this time will be beneficial. It is though through knowing your unconscious self that we find the root of our blocks, perceived limitations, and wounds. It is also how we come to know ourselves in our totality. We cannot reach our true potential without meeting our shadow and working with the parts of ourselves that we have been told to lock away or be ashamed of. This includes brilliant aspects of ourselves too, not just perceived flaws. The truth is, your shadow is your greatest gift. Like that? Your shadow is your greatest gift. So something that maybe you're afraid to show the world because somebody may have told you that it was, quote, evil or inappropriate or taboo or any other thing. Basically, they said, don't do that because nobody wants to see it, kind of thing. So you just hid it from the world. But that aspect is what makes you so unique. It's something super important and needs to be shared. All right, Pisces. Your self-care for this week. Take a nice hot bath. Maybe some good bath salts, bath bomb, whatever you like. Oils, candles, the whole 9 yards. Go as intricate as you possibly want. But just take a little rest and relaxation for yourself in your favorite element. All right, now we're going to move on to Scorpio and then Cancer. I'm going to drink of my tea here. So tonight's tea is Child Pose. If you guys can read it. Child's Pose. I know, it's shiny. It's hard to read. By Club Magic Hour. This is one of my favorite bedtime teas. So I thought I'd share that. If you guys want to check out some tea, the link is in the description. It is an affiliate link, but whatever. Drink to your heart's content. I love Magic Hour. And Zeta is beautiful. She's about to start another fall cleanse. The 16th of October. I think you can still get in, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And they have different kits and stuff that you can purchase that has the different teas in it. And she sends you a cleanse handbook, and there's Zoom calls twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, just to connect and have that community, that support system while you're going through the cleanse. So I signed up. This is the second year in a row that they have done the fall cleanse, and this is the second time I've been doing it. So I'm excited to do it. I thoroughly enjoyed last year's. All right, so Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, it looks like you're holding yourself back. You could totally be top of your game and, 100% emotionally stable, but you are allowing yourself to stay where you are. You're not allowing yourself to grow and become the person that you are absolutely capable of being. You are allowing the little things, the, scrape on your knee, become a huge issue rather than looking in the big picture and, yes, I scraped my knee, but you know what? That pain tells me that I'm alive. It's just minor. It's not going to hurt me. I'm not going to die from it. It's going to be just fine. Let's not make a huge deal out of something so tiny. All right, Scorpio. So you need to do some ritual stuff here. And I have a feeling it's going to come with your shadow card. So your shadow card is self-love, Scorpio. And I don't feel like you are appreciating yourself enough right now. You, of course, love yourself, but are you giving yourself enough credit where your credit is due? Are you allowing yourself to feel grateful for the things that you've done in your life? Are you allowing yourself to feel proud of your accomplishments? Or are you putting those onto somebody else? Are you allowing somebody else to take credit for the things that you have accomplished in your life? It's time not just to do some self-care, but to do some very serious self-care. I want you to find a really good ritual. It doesn't have to be spiritual, although a lot of times a really good ritual is. And if you're the type of person that likes to light a candle and sage and, I don't know, have a dance party, dance to some eclectic music, or you just want to sit and meditate, that can be ritual all by itself. Tonight's the full moon. Walk out and look at the moon. By the time you're seeing this, hopefully it's just tomorrow and you can still get a glimpse of the full moon. You can still get a little bit of that energy. Scorpio, it's time to take care of you for a change. All right? Actually take care of yourself. Don't just do things to procrastinate. Do things that are going to progress you and your purpose in life. Whew, some heavy readings tonight, guys. All right. Now we're going to have Cancer. And then from there, I think we will move on to air signs because we had them last week. Cancer. Lots of cups tonight. Lots and lots of cups. It must be... So this full moon in Pisces must be very... Well, Pisces in itself is a cup, sign. It's a water sign. Cups are associated with water, so maybe that's why we have a lot of cups coming up. But I feel like there's a lot of emotions processing tonight. And some people are scared of emotions. But then again, we're also in Cancer. Cancer is all about emotions. I love Cancers. My best friend's a Cancer. I have a Cancer moon, so I totally get it. But this is really interesting. Okay, so you've got the Knight of Cups, which is like the beginning of a journey, right? But then you also have the Ace of Cups, which is kind of both the beginning and the end of an emotional journey. So it's like you're turning the page to a new chapter in your emotional maturity, if that makes sense. But at the same time, and this is almost encouraging to me, you are fighting for what makes you happy. You're putting up a fight and you're sticking to it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to turn out great, but just that in itself signals the universe that you are ready to take on your true mission. So if you're over there fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what you're passionate about and what you really want to do, once you get past that trial, the universe is going to be like, all right, here you go. Let's see what you do with it. So that's where Ascension comes in. I love these cards. They're so shiny. And the backgrounds are gorgeous. So, Ascension. This card is a testament to all of the work you have done. It is a nod from the universe that your efforts are seen and are being rewarded. Things are moving forward and you will continue to progress and reach a higher state of consciousness as well as earthly success. This card can also be encouraging you to deepen your spiritual practices and work towards alignment with the highest codes of your being. Life is all about moving and reaching our true potential. You are well on your way. Keep going. That's that. But on the flip side, this card can also indicate an imbalance around the spiritual practice. Sometimes we can become completely reliant on all things spiritual and may ignore the earthly plan and the real issue. This is referred to as spiritual bypassing. Another form this takes is continuing to focus on clearing or up-leveling but not integrating. It can become an addiction and all about moving on to the next thing. We think it's okay because it's spiritual in nature, but in reality, it can be disempowering. And then if this resonates with you, because remember, it's not going to resonate with 100% of the people. Sun, moon, rising, check all three. If this resonates with you, work on grounding yourself and perhaps slow down. And last but not least for my Cancers, have a date. Maybe your significant other, maybe yourself, friends, whatever. But take time to treat yourself. All right, we're going to move on to air signs. So Aquarius for my sisters. All right, Aquarius. Got quite a bit going on here emotionally. We've got a 2 of Needles, a 3 of Potions, and a 5 of Presents. So we've got all different aspects of your life here, except for emotions. So my air signs, you're not tapping into your emotions right now. And that's kind of actually what I feel like is missing. So you're, kind of working through beginning stages of all different aspects of your life. A new phase in each different area. But you're lacking in your emotional stability, your self-care. So let's make sure you get some self-care in this week, Aquarius. And remember, self-care can look a ton of different ways. It's different for everybody. Give me a card, please. Thank you. Oh no. All my cards fell down. There we go. All right, Aquarius. It is time to do a little drawing. Now, if you're not a super creative person, you don't have to draw your own picture, but take some time and, color, paint. Do you have paint by numbers? Are you that kind of crafter? Do you, like these kind of pens, the ones that fade out? So they start out as one color and they fade to a different color. Do you like to watercolor? What is it? Do something creative. Something that is going to release the energies that you've got bound up right now. All right, let's see what your shadow card is, Aquarius. Your shadow card tonight is the Void. So the Void, if I can get there. The Void can be deeply uncomfortable. It's nothing, an emptiness that penetrates all aspects of self. We may feel blank. What we were once passionate about feels cold to us. We may not be able to see or sense anything about where we're going next. We may enter the void after all that we have known is not what we thought it was. This may feel like disbelief. It may feel like you don't have any faith. And it may feel like you don't know what is real and what is not. This is the part we must surrender to. This may also indicate a time where you're questioning everything you believe, as in spiritual beliefs, or questioning your significance in this world. When you're in the void, you may have an instinct to fill that empty space because you can get uncomfortable here. We may miss some of the lessons that are in the void. We're taught to constantly push forward. The void teaches us to be still and okay with uncertainty. Trying to escape this space ensures that we stay here or return sooner than we would like. You may have an instinct to fill the emptiness, but remind yourself that emptiness is a prayer. Ooh, that was good. That was really good. Let that one sink in. Emptiness is a prayer. You know, when people do mindfulness practices, they're asked to empty their mind, right? Emptying the mind doesn't mean stopping the thoughts. It's more of a acknowledging them and observing them, because you cannot control your thoughts 100% of the time, right? Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, Libras. You guys got a lot going on, Aquarius. You guys got a lot going on. Libra, Libra, Libra. What do you need this week? Ooh. So Judgment's not going the way you want it to. The Salt Lakers. Sometimes I think my spirit guides have Tourette's. I can feel that. Definitely can feel that one. So also Libra, watch your step. There's a path that you're on. There's a cliff there. You need to watch where you're going. Go in with both eyes open. Know the situation. And then Temperance. For you, Libra, I feel like you need patience. Because like pouring water into a bottleneck vase, if you pour too fast, it's going to overflow out the top before it's actually full. But if you pour slowly, you will actually get the vase full. Could be the Tourette's cards. You know, some cards, they like to call you out. And so, yeah, maybe you have some cards that have Tourette's. All right. Libras, who likes to sing? I didn't ask who was good at singing. I said who likes to sing. Take some time, sing in the shower, put on your favorite tunes, sing out loud, embarrass your kids if you have some. That's always the best. dancing and singing can release such great energy that it gets things moving. It gets things to process. It gets things unstuck. Especially if you might have throat chakra issues, which is very, very common these days. Ooh, Libra, your shadow card is to take risk. All right. Risks are personal to each one of us. To some, climbing a mountain doesn't feel risky. To others, having a conversation with a stranger does. What has been calling you that you have been afraid to do? Comfort kills growth. It is important that we regularly do things that push the envelope, that make us feel nervous, apprehensive, and uneasy, with the exception of personal danger. This card is asking you to take the plunge and do the thing that intimidates you. Trust that the net will appear after you jump. So just because the net isn't seen doesn't mean it's not there, Libras. And I know you guys are the type that like to go in knowing what you're getting into, right? That doesn't mean that things always go your way. It's funny, is Judgment is the card for Libras, right? The scales. Judgment. All right. Gemini. Do Gemini, and then we're going to move on to fire. And we're going to end with Earth, since we started with Earth last week. Right, Gemini. Ooh. Got one of my favorite cards here. So you got the Queen of Presents. So you definitely are grounded this week, which is a good thing, because I know you were struggling with that last week, but things really still aren't going your way. I have not gotten to Sagittarius yet. I'm going to start on fires next. In fact, Sagittarius will be right after Gemini, which I'm doing now. Card for Gemini. Card for Gemini. Thank you. Geminis get 2 self-care cards. All right, Gemini. So finishing up here, things are just not going your way, right? The Wheel of Fortune, or torture, it looks like in this one. It's just not working out. The duality of your life is totally one-sided right now. So you're kind of you feel like you're in a rut. I mean, you've got your feet on the ground, which is a start, okay? But we need to progress here. Geminis, you guys are always, I don't want to say difficult, but you kind of are, because you have 2 minds about everything. You can see anything from both sides of the perspective, right? So, on one side you're like, that's so wrong. And then the other side you're like, but, I can kind of understand. But then you've also got the 2 separate personalities, and at least most of the Geminis I know. Not saying that's a bad thing, because sometimes that's a really good thing, because us as Aries, or even pretty much any of the fire signs, can get called aggressive, and we don't know how to turn it off. So being able to move back and forth, more like a chameleon is actually quite a benefit. So for my Gemini friends, it is time to rest. So bake yourself something good to eat and take a nap. Doesn't that sound like the best thing? That sounds like something, we would do for a kindergartner. My youngest is in kindergarten, okay? She's 5 years old, and I don't make her take naps in the afternoon, but she does actually quite often. She'll just crash on the couch or on her bed. She'll be like, Mom, I want to go take a nap. I'm like, all right, go take a nap. So I think maybe you guys need a little bit more childlike innocence, Gemini. Yes, it is good for anybody, but Geminis really need to hear it right now. Oh, shadow card, Gemini. Let's get you a shadow card. We could probably all learn from kids. Don't take things so seriously all the time. Enjoy the little things. Take time to stop and blow the wishes off of a dandelion. Little things like that. Watch where the ants are going. All right, Gemini. Ooh, you also get Ascension. Read it again for those that didn't hear it the first time. So, Ascension. This card is a testament to all of the work you have done. It's a nod from the universe that your efforts are seen and are being rewarded. Things are moving forward, and you will continue to progress and reach higher state of consciousness as well as earthly success. However, this card can also indicate an imbalance in spiritual practice. Sometimes you can become completely reliant on spirituality and ignore the earthly plane and the real issues. Spiritual bypassing. So, Gemini, make sure you have good balance between the 3D and the 5D. The here and now and the connection you have with your higher power. Whatever you call them. Have balance. All right, Sagittarius. Ooh, bad shuffle. Lots of temperance tonight. Interesting. Lots of temperance. Man, there's a lot of water. All right, Sag, it is time for you to cool your jets. Okay? As fire signs, we can kind of get carried away a little bit. We are in Pisces season. It is time for us to reconnect. There's been a disconnect with ourself in this case. And it's time to get reconnected with your own personal emotions. How do you actually feel about anything, right? Any issue. Whether it's what's going on in the world, whether it's what's going on in your own personal little world, your business, your work, whatever. Sit down with your feelings and really embrace them. Okay, visualize. It's time a little self-care. What you want. Visualize the reconnection of your masculine and feminine. Because both sides are important in everybody. Everyone has two sides to themselves, right? You have the super feminine and you have the super masculine, but you also have somewhere in the middle too. Most of us are somewhere in the middle. Embrace both sides of yourself. Don't try to emphasize one over the other. Just be you. And if you need to explore who you really are, take time to do it. If you've forgotten what brought you to where you are, a great thing to do would be either to journal about it or sit down and, talk to a camera, make a little video. All right, Ange, thank you very much. It'll still be posted tomorrow. After about 24 hours, the countdown timer and that will be cut off. So you won't have to scrub through the countdown timer, but I will put timestamps in for all the signs tomorrow, probably afternoon. So you can just skip to the part that you need. All right, Sag, your shadow card is Higher Perspective. Higher perspective. As people who do their internal and spiritual work, we are less likely to be bogged down by drama or reactiveness that we know doesn't truly matter. But being human means that there are times where we just can't help it. Sometimes it's easier to stay in higher perspective and see all the moving pieces as they truly are. But sometimes life and the people around us are very good at sucking us into a space of limited vision. This card is asking you to see whatever situation you're experiencing and resist. You're experiencing resistance. So what are you resisting? And look at it from the perspective of your higher power. Welcome, Nathan. I'm just finishing up Sagittarius and moving on to Leo. All right, my Leos. All right. Presents, candles, presents. Leo, why are you not grounded? Oh, so I was talking with my kids the other day, and my husband's chart has no earth in it whatsoever. So this is just kind of funny. So Nathan, tarot, the very basics. Okay, I'm going to put it in like super simple terms. It's a series of cards, okay, usually 78, that have pictures on them, right? Each picture, kind of like playing cards, they have suits and, they'll have numbers on them. For example, this is the Leo reading, right? So we've got the 8 of presents. Presents are the earth symbol, also known as pentacles in other decks. Okay, then we have the 7 of candles. Candles are the same as wands in other decks. They represent fire and passion and stuff like that. And then you have the 5 of presents in the Leo. So again, this is earth. Our Leos, because our cards are in reverse, are disconnected from their earth side, basically. They're not grounded. Maybe they are being too materialistic. And so Earth, Presence, Pentacles represents the 3D, the what you can see and touch in life. The candles, the passion, these are the things that really light you up. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas deck, so it's supposed to look spooky. Not scary spooky, but still. So I personally use a combination of tarot cards and oracle cards. Tarot cards have the suits and a structure, not uncommon to playing cards, but they tell a story. Oracle cards have no structure. They are subject to the artist's interpretation. So Leos, you got the Strength card here. And all oracle cards come with a little book, so they tell you what the card is supposed to mean. And for my readings, I concentrate on healing and how to help somebody move into the next phase, how to help them process emotions and stuff like that. So Leos, the Strength card. This card indicates a time where you need to tap into your reserve of strength and resilience. There may be things coming up for you in life right now that require your courage and that the willingness to be uncomfortable. Our ability to adjust to any transition, loss, or change will depend on our patience in riding out the storm. Sometimes we have to do this without a map. Whatever is coming up for you right now, understand that it will pass, and you just need to believe that you can move through it. And that's where I'm seeing the disconnect. You guys really, really, really need to ground. If it's not super cold where you're at, spend some time in nature, maybe play in the dirt, garden, something like that. Those are my favorite ways to ground. If you can't get outside, if you have potted plants, you can actually put your feet in them. Don't squish the plant, please. You can just play in the dirt in your potted plants. So connect with nature somehow. You're very welcome, Nathan. Haha. And Leos. So I don't know if it's a Leo thing, but my husband is awesome at drawing. Again, who was it? Aquarius. Aquarius also had to draw. So draw, color, do something creative that can take your mind off of things and help you de-stress. And connect with nature. Oh, Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. Fire. So the shiny ones, Nathan, are my oracle cards. It's just the way that particular artist does theirs. They have like a embossed stamp over the top of the background to make it shiny, and they are gorgeous. It's just their style. So tarot and oracle cards, at least for me, are an art form. Every single deck is different, but some may have, like, if they're done by the same artist, you can see the artist's soul in it. You can see their pattern, their style. All right, Aries, what the heck do you have going on here? Swords and wands and all in reverse. We've got 2, Queen, 3. So we've got 5 swords and a Queen of Wands. All right, Aries. take a deep breath. You got a lot of shit going on in your life right now. Lots of irons in the fire, so to speak. It's time to take a step back and reevaluate how you feel about everything. Are you doing what is in your highest good? Or are you doing because you have to? Are you hanging on to things that you should really let go of? I don't know if there's any done by famous artists. Like, I don't know if Picasso or, Leonardo ever did tarot cards. I'm not up on the, like, modern art as far as, who's doing what. But each artist, I mean, look at the art on these. Somebody took the time to think up this card and design it. The making of tarot cards is a huge process. I've been asked if I would make a deck, and I don't know if I have the patience to make a deck. There's so much that goes into it. Some of them draw them by hand. Some of them use other mediums, like, they might paint the originals. They might do them digitally, or, tarot is it's an art in and of itself. You do have to appreciate the form of tarot, because there's actually a lot of work. Think about, these decks have 78 cards. That's 78 different pictures that somebody has to draw, and they all have to go together. So it's a lot of work. Some people spend years making a deck. Others can whip them out like nothing. So yeah. All right, Aries, you got the Creator card for your shadow card. Creator finds us when we need to move the raw and pure energy in our body and allow it to physically manifest. To be with creation is to simply interpret that which is already within us. There are no rules for creation. This card also may indicate a time where you need to protect your creative work. Think of ideas, inspiration, and creativity as a seed that needs adequate attention, nurturing, and protection. If you have an idea or are working on something and you're being encouraged to keep the energy close to you, nurture the seed, protect it, and keep it within your personal container. Do not scatter or share sacred creative energy with others until you know it's the right time. A balanced creator has lots of energy and finds inspiration easily. Others may perceive them as nothing, as always moving to new things, bouncing here and there. But in reality, they're grounded enough to show up to one idea in order for it to manifest. They also have a playful disposition and are skilled at turning challenges into opportunities to problem solve, as opposed to allowing themselves to get defeated. There is a flexibility and fluidity inherited in the creator, which is eclectic and can serve as a catalyst for others to tap into their own wells of inspiration. Yeah. Last but not least, Aries. Sensuality. Whatever that looks like for you, it's going to be personal to every single person. So spend a little time with yourself, doing whatever makes you feel good within reason, right? We're not going to break the law, but makes your body feel good. Maybe you want to work out. Maybe you want to eat something really good. Maybe you want to buy yourself some new lingerie just because it makes you feel good, right? Whatever that happens to look like for you, that makes you feel sensual, that's what you need to do. All right, next we're going on to Capricorn. All right, Cappies, what do you need? What do you got going on? Interesting. So you're grounded. You also need to step back and take a breath, Cappies. So, you're at the novice stage in an earthly realm. Whether it is something new at work that you're learning how to do, something new at home that you're learning how to do, but there is a novice stage in your 3D life that's presenting itself, and you are on top, on point of your emotions right now. You have got them handled, and you're just on it. Good on you, because some of us are not. You also have a handle on what makes you tick, what makes you happy. So that's amazing. But you got to take time for yourself too. And that's what's missing right here, is you're not taking time for you. So go on a coffee date, or tea if you prefer tea like I do. Coffee houses serve tea, Italian sodas, smoothies, whatever. Just go have a drink. Your favorite thing, enjoy it. Savor it. Maybe go to the park and, I don't know, watch the birds fly if you can. Just enjoy some time with yourself. And shadow card for my Cappies. All right, the Magi. Ooh. Love the ones with the eyeballs in them. They look cool. Let's get real. I love them all because they're shiny, right? So, the Magi, page 98. Ooh, this is a long one. So no, doing tarot, you can't use a card shuffler for the pure fact that the cards tell you when to stop shuffling. I can't explain it. For me personally, it's kind of a tingle that I get, and basically that is your higher self telling you the message is aligned and it's time to draw the cards. Or the cards, if you're shuffling hand over hand, like I do with my smaller decks, the cards will actually pop out, and those are the decks for that particular reading. So a card shuffler wouldn't do it. It's not simply about shuffling the cards. The higher powers put them in the order that they need to be in. So it's not actually the reader, like myself, that is giving the message. It is the higher powers that are giving the message, and we're just interpreting it. All right, the Magi. This indicates a period where you need to look deeper. It asks you to examine what you think and how, and then keep going. Throughout our lives, we build an infrastructure of beliefs that allow us to navigate life, but so often the system is built on top of a shaky foundation or out of weak materials. In other words, it's time to question that which you have never noticed. What beliefs inform your decisions, passions, and ambitions? The Magi is a seer of illusion, and in turn, they are able to cut through the fog and get to work. The Magi may see the world similar to a mirrored funhouse. They see the core of each experience and are able to acknowledge how many different realities exist in a single moment. Being able to see these many realities is a gift. It teaches us to be less attached to a single road, but instead see where all the roads meet. If we are courageous enough to see and be open to our life unfolding along any of the various roads, we invite in a magic that few get to experience. Even a balanced Magi can frustrate people. They have some trickster energy in that they can see the bigger picture and may know the answer, but they will present the information to you in a way that may spin your head. They are gifted with words, and everything they say can have multiple meanings. Kind of sounds a little bit like Loki. When Magi is unbalanced, they can be very manipulative and self-seeking. They may talk down to others as they believe themselves to be greater and more knowledgeable, rather than present information meant to challenge others, in the expectation that it will ultimately be empowering. The unbalanced Magi will present information in a way that is meant to make the other person feel small. In fact, they may enjoy the fact that others don't understand. So, narcissists are unbalanced Magi. They can mirror somebody back to themselves and make themselves feel, or make the other person feel belittled. Not saying you guys are doing that, Capricorn, but that's something to watch out for. Yeah. It also is showing that you guys have a gift that you can share as well. Not necessarily a vessel, Nathan, more like a line of communication. Like the we are the string between the two cups at the end of the line. That's what a tarot reader is. All right, this reading is for Virgo. Awesome, Virgos. You guys, good job. So again, you are also standing up for what you believe in. You're fighting for your passions. You're fighting for your rights. You are all powerful in your particular world, right? And you're going in with all eyes open. You know what the stakes are, and you are not afraid. I don't know what you got going on, Virgo, but you got it. So, as just a little support to what you got going on, Virgo, just do a little stargazing. Tonight is the perfect night if you see this in time, right? The full moon's still out. Any night you can see the stars is a good night to stargaze. No matter if it's new moon, full moon, waxing, waning, whatever. Just go look at the stars. Realize how big the universe is compared to us. It's It's also fun to wonder who else is looking at that particular moment. Yeah, kinda, Nathan. Like an interpreter. Because not everyone can understand what their higher self is saying. Or they're ignoring the call. That's probably the most common. All right, for my Virgos, you have Transmute. Check out that card. Transmute. This is an air element. Within you lies the ability to take dense energy and turn it into a lighter and higher vibration. You can do this in response to constricting situations, difficult relationships, or blockages within your internal landscape. Sometimes we do not need to consciously work at the issue, but simply have the intention of doing so. This card is an invitation to identify that which needs to shift and creating a sacred container for what you want to transmute. So you guys are doing some amazing things. What are you transmuting right now, Virgo? What needs to be changed in your life? Right now you got the energy to do it. Get it done. All right, last but not least, we have Taurus. All right, Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Oceans, needles, presents. Lots of us are going through new phases right now. Maybe it's because the season's changing that all of us are starting on new chapters. But Taurus, you guys got this card last week, I'm pretty sure. So that hasn't changed. And then we have the Ace of Needles, aka Swords, and the Seven of Presents. So you guys are also needing some grounding. There's been a lot of shit going on in the world that has dislodged so many people. And a lot of people are feeling disconnected to Gaia, to themselves, and feeling like they have to start all over. And you're no different here, Taurus. And I feel like it's just because of what's going on in the world. It's nothing that, really you could have prevented. We just, like I said, we got dislodged and we just have to reconnect. So it is time to focus. Now, this could be really fun if you have any type of camera, even if it's just on your cell phone or an old, I have an old 110 camera. Cannot for the life of me find film or anybody that would actually, develop it. But take pictures of the things that you find beautiful and focus on those. Because that's going to help to reconnect you, to ground you. Welcome, Morgan. I am just finishing up Taurus. So Cancer and Leo have already been done. Cancer will be in the first half of the stream and Leo will be in the second half. Tomorrow I will put in timestamps for you guys so you can skip around to all your different parts of your personality. So sun, moon, rising, it'll all be there, but not until tomorrow. Have to wait for the video to process first. But you can scrub back through now if you'd like and find it. So Taurus, you also got the Creator. So we will read the Creator one more time for my Taurus. You're welcome, Morgan. So check back tomorrow if you'd like to just jump right to your reading. All right. Creator finds us when we need to move the raw and pure energy in our body and allow it to physically manifest. So we're manifesting, Taurus, okay? To be with creation is to simply interpret that which is already within us. There are no rules for creation. This card also indicates it may be time where you need to protect your creative work. Think of ideas, inspiration, and creativity as a seed that needs nurtured. Nourish and protect and nurture your seed. Put it in your personal container. Do not scatter or share this sacred energy with others until you know it is the right time. The balanced creator has lots of energy and finds inspiration easily. Others perceive them as always moving to new things. But in reality, they're grounded enough to show up to one idea in order for it to manifest. They also have a playful disposition and are skilled at turning challenges into opportunities. So be that creator, Taurus. We all have it in us. Right now, it's time for you to focus on creating. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Like I said, there will be timestamps, so if you want to review any part of the readings, then check back tomorrow afternoon, and I will get those up. For now, I gotta go to bed, because it's like a quarter after midnight here at my house. So thank you so much for being here this evening. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or any other platforms, all the links are down in the description box. And just a quick thank you for being so amazing to my patrons. I love you guys. Have a great night.